What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon Grunewald, whose voice cracked during the intro, joined by my two co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. But today, guys, playing brackets, we brought a special guest on, Ryan Cearfoss, the host of Dynasty Draft Room on the NFL Draft Bible Podcast Network and the Armchair Fantasy Show on Going for Two Live, is here to help us out with our brackets today. What is up, Ryan?
Oh, dude, happy to be here. That's a great intro. That got me hyped to talk football right there. I wish I had half that energy.
Especially the cracked voice. That really got me.
It was
hyped.
the cracked voice that put it over the edge. It just makes you think about
puberty. This middle school flashbacks, man.
Nothing better than reminiscing when I was 12. That was the highlight of my life right there. Who am I kidding? I didn't hit puberty at 12. I was like 16. Let's be honest.
I was like 30.
I'm still waiting for leg hair. Ryan, we're hyped to have you on the show today. We are playing brackets. We've got two awesome bracket topics that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about our favorite backup running backs. These are running backs that probably don't have much value without something going on to the player ahead of them, but they might be worth drafting, whether you have said starter on your team or not. The second bracket we're talking about is our favorite fictional football players. We're talking football players from TV shows, movies, but they're not real, and we're going to be talking about them and picking our favorite one. We've got some people in the chat. We've got some bag updates.
Thank
Scott
God.
Fish said bag watch day 4, and Maria said 3 p.m. is so far away. Imagine waiting for a bag for 4 days, and here it is, 3 p.m., and Scott's still waiting on his bag. Scott said item is scheduled to be delivered today. A delivery truck just drove by, but did not stop.
He's just speaking out his windows like,
I'll keep everyone
must be on a different truck.
Scott, it's going to show up on a Segway. There's going to be like a Segway mailman that's going to hand deliver your
Carhartt.
Maria says, I need a recap of bag watch. Sounds intense. Yes, Scott, I don't know why you're not live streaming this entire process just out your window waiting for your bag. And Tim has the perfect solution for how it should be delivered. I can only hope that it is delivered in a series of larger backpacks, a la a nesting doll situation. The delivery person feverishly opens backpack after backpack after backpack to finally reach yours.
What's happening?
No! Another fucking Nike!
That's
What's
hilarious.
Nikes? We're looking for the Carhartt!
Carhartt!
Under Armour!
Jansport, you fool!
Scott's just looking at the update tracker. It got to my city at 4 a.m. Then it got sent to a further away facility. It has been out for delivery since about 8 a.m. though. Scott, you got to stop watching the update tracker. I'll just tell you, I have spent days wasted just waiting where my package went from Dallas back to Denver and then down to Houston and then over to Nashville. And then all of a sudden it showed up at my house. And Scott's already upset about our bracket. He said, I need a list of the fictional football players. There's a 0% chance they got this bracket right. Jay Wall's in the chat, says he can't make the show again today, but he'll watch it later tonight.
Sad days.
My favorite is I can always tell when
J-Wall.
Jay Wall does watch it later because I'll get like a little text like reacting to something that we said, or he'll be like, thanks for the shout out, or like just cracking up. So I love it when Jay Wall goes back. Burner's in here, captain of the chat, says, I feel like these brackets always cause mayhem, and they're not going to be right. We will see how many people we piss off with the bracket today. And Burner says also, I hope that your backpack gets delivered safely and in a timely manner, Scott. How responsible of you. Oh, it's here. I missed it. The backpack is here.
This is a roller coaster of emotion.
He says, the size is fine. I like most things about it. However, the pocket I use and love the most on my last backpack is far smaller on this one.
Oh, small pocket.
Yeah. We're going to have to see pics. Pics or it didn't happen.
You know, maybe you just need to like stretch it out a little bit. And then
I was gonna text him not to, like, whenever it comes, don't open it. And we're going to hop on a live stream and just do a backpack
like a reveal.
Unpacking. Yeah. A backpack unpack.
Burner wants to know, what do you typically use that pocket for? And Scott says it is the top pocket. It is 3 inches by 6 inches. On my old bag, it was 8 by 10. Jay's in here says, I haven't been here for a couple days and bag chat is still going strong. I love it.
We have spent like a solid 25 minutes on just talking about bags this week.
Seriously.
Okay, guys, we are going to dive into our first bracket. Before we do that, though, If you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're on YouTube at Front Yard Fantasy. And you can make sure you never miss another one of our shows again. But, I've got the wrong bracket pulled up. Damn it, Josh.
That was my fault completely. Going before the stream, I was like, hey, can we check out the players bracket? I just want to make sure we got everyone on there. Maybe we left some guys out. I'm sure some people are going to be upset about it, but deal with it.
Oh, absolutely. Some people are going to be upset about it. But here we go. We've got our first. I just pressed the wrong button. There we go.
Let's get in there. Seriously, bag tiers or brackets has to happen.
We will do bag tiers. Oh, look who it is. Making an appearance. Ricky. Welcome in, Rick. Glad to have you here. We missed you, man. And Jason, we have to make bag tiers happen. Oh, it's going to happen. We'll get some good bag tiers. Ryan.
Jay, hope you're feeling better, buddy. I know you're a little under the weather. Hope things are getting better.
But he barely knows her.
Oh, shut the... Okay.
We've got our first matchup. This is the best backup running back. Ryan, we're going to come to you first for this one. Gus Edwards versus Latavius Murray. I know you're a Ravens fan. I know we've got 3 Ravens fans on here, but is Gus Edwards moving on?
Yeah, Gus moving on for me. The main reason is with Latavius Murray. We don't know what that offense is going to look like this year. It's kind of a nightmare for the quarterback situation, no matter who's there. There's no Michael Thomas. They're going to see stacked boxes. So his 4.2 yards efficiency with Drew Brees was great, but now we're going to have that with Taysom Hill or Jameis. I just don't trust it. He's been on a slight decline, and Gus has been nothing but consistent for Baltimore. And he has standalone value because he's had 700 yards the past 3 seasons. So I think it's Gus there, even though, that's great in his own needs. If something would happen tomorrow.
One vote for Gus. Josh, what do you think?
I mostly agree with you, Ryan. If I were in a fantasy draft right now, I'd be drafting Gus Edwards ahead of Latavius Murray for sure. I think Gus can. What? Yeah, absolutely. No doubt in my mind. I think Gus had standalone value, while Latavius Murray, I probably would never feel comfortable putting in my flex while Alvin Kamara is healthy. Now, I will say this: if J.K. Dobbins were to get hurt, please don't happen. Please, no. And Alvin Kamara were to get hurt, let's just take both those guys out of the picture. I would rather have Latavius Murray here. I think that the Ravens would mix in other running backs while Latavius Murray would get that more or less full workload. I could see him getting 20 carries a game, but I'm going Gus Edwards here. I would draft him first in drafts.
Fun fact from Scott, Latavius Murray is currently the oldest NFL running back on a roster.
Is that true? That's not true. That's not true. That can't be. He's only like 28. Isn't he only like 29 or 28 or something like that?
That's old if you're not Frank Gore, man.
No,
I know that's freaking
right now.
That's old for a running back. If that's true, that's crazy.
He's 31 and a half.
And Jason
Latavius Murray's 31
and a half.
Good for him lasting this long.
That's blowing my mind. I still remember with the Raiders, and he was pretty good then.
Yeah.
Scott coming in, he's 31. John Luke, are you going with the oldest running back on a roster in the NFL? Or are you going with Gus Edwards?
I hope this doesn't ruin my new Ravens fandom here, but I'm going Latavius Murray. I think Latavius, whenever he got the opportunity last season, he really did play very well. And so I think Josh's point that he made, which is, if Kamara goes, and that was, with Kamara around, he was still doing pretty well in that offense. So I think Josh's point, they did. And so I think Josh's point, that last point he made was perfect. That I would much rather have Latavius at this point where you're getting Gus Edwards and Latavius Murray. It's probably past the point where you're flexing these guys, right? They're they're there for backup, and that's the bracket here. So I'm going to go with Latavius Murray.
Great point.
Also, I want to remind everyone in the chat before I vote that if we go to a tie, we will come to the chat for the tiebreaker. So get your votes in. We have 4 people playing brackets today, so that could very easily happen.
Sounds like Simon. We'll see. I'm not sure.
What made you think of that, Simon?
Who's the better running back? Gus Edwards. Who would I rather start week in, week out if nothing changes? Gus Edwards. For this bracket, though, we're looking at these backup running backs that you're going to draft. Which one am I more likely to draft? It's Latavius Murray, and that's because of what you said, Josh. If Alvin Kamara goes down, I believe his upside is through the roof. Now, it is much closer this year because of what Ryan said. That Saints offense, we're not entirely sure what it's going to look like. And I feel like their team loses more pieces every single day. You know what, Ryan? You're 100% right. If this was last season, it would have been Latavius Murray. I'm scared shitless about that Saints offense. Like, absolutely terrified.
It's bad.
Gus Edwards. I don't know if the upside's there.
But guys, Taysom.
I'm flipping. It's Gus.
And anyway, Simon, if we went to the chat, it looks like we're getting some momentum for the Gus bus over here.
Yeah,
it's
3 Gus's.
Bus. And Burner said, I'm ready. He's ready for the responsibility. Captain of the chat, we got to get you rallying the seamen.
I will say this. At the current draft price, I might be more likely to have Latavius Murray on my team. But now knowing that he's 31 years old, I just didn't realize that. That's crazy. That's old for a running back, especially one that isn't Frank Gore.
Josh, you got the first vote on this next matchup.
Let's
AJ
go.
Dillon versus Jamaal Williams. Where are we going?
So AJ Dillon had all the hype coming into the season, or this off season, because people thought Aaron Jones was going to leave, right? I just, with Aaron Jones there and AJ Dillon's skill set. That actually makes sense. All right.
You got that.
I just don't see AJ Dillon carving out a role for himself. I think Aaron Jones is still going to be that goal line running back. I think AJ Dillon is going to get carries, but Jamaal Williams, he was on the Packers last year. He's a good pass catching back. He's good on third down. He's going to get more involved, I feel like. And at the same time, I would definitely draft Jamaal Williams ahead of AJ Dillon. But I just used this logic last time. If both of their starters were to go down, AJ Dillon is a league winner. All right. AJ Dillon's a league winner here. This is the toughest one in the first round for me. I'm going to go AJ Dillon, actually, because of his league winning upside he has if something were to happen to Aaron Jones, especially now that we think Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing.
There we go. Burner said AJ Dillon, talent, offense, pick a reason, and it's still AJ Dillon. JL, where are you going? Do you agree with Burner and Josh, or do you think Jamaal Williams is the better backup running back?
I agree with Burner and Josh here. The offense really is the thing that does it for me. And again, I'm running all these through that filter of assuming that whoever's in front of them is going down. And in that case, it's AJ Dillon to the moon.
AJ Dillon to the moon, 2-0. To me, this debate is similar to the Gus Edwards, Latavius Murray one, where I believe Jamaal Williams is going to be involved more so than AJ Dillon. Like, who would I rather start week in, week out? It's probably Jamaal Williams because I think he's going to have a more secure role in that offense. But the difference here is that Packers offense is not the Saints offense, and AJ Dillon is not 31 years old. He's a second-year running back that if he gets the opportunity, I think is going to kill it. So it's AJ Dillon for me as well. 3-0. It's been decided, but Ryan, where are you voting? Are you making this a sweep, or are you throwing a vote to Jamaal Williams?
Yeah, it's a clean sweep. I mean, we've all dusted DeAndre Swift because that offense is so bad. And basically his only upside is he's a pass catcher, and that's a super talented back. Now we replace him with somebody who's just, what's the upside there, even if he gets a starting job, compared to Dillon, who's, like you guys said, he's a league winner. And I think he still gets 120 to 150 carries, regardless.
There we go. It's a sweep for AJ Dillon, and the whole chat's agreeing with us there. Anthony,
I want to address this. I'm not saying he's not going to carve out a role. I'm just saying he's not going to have that Jamaal Williams role from last year where, he was playing on third downs, getting a lot of catches. I do think he will get a decent amount of carries, but he's not going to be a guy you want in your starting lineup while Aaron Jones is starting. That's what I'm saying. I think Jamaal Williams was closer to that kind of player. But
that comment by Anthony is where I got that 120 to 150 carries from. Like, I still think he gets that workload.
I agree.
Maybe the red zone work.
Yeah.
I just think that's Aaron Jones personally.
Those goal line carries, he could absolutely siphon some of those goal line carries, and that makes him way more relevant. Yeah.
If that's true, Aaron Jones is getting drafted too high then, I think.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Man, that would really hurt my feelings. This is the first year I finally feel like I'm back on like Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, like that kind of back. I was just like maybe resistant to the change that those were the high value running backs in the NFL, like that kind of back. But Farron Jones burns me with some Dillon touchdown vultures this year. I'll be so sad. Jay said AJ. Jay said AJ.
It's all
Scott
about the thighs.
said AJ. Burner said AJ, and also has named both his quads individually. One is Quadzilla. The other is the Quad Father.
Let's do a bracket of nickname quads. You know.
We did say we were going to do a tier list of just players' quads and where they're not labeled, and we just have to look
just
at
the quad
and decide where it goes.
That's hilarious.
The bracket after the tier list is done, we reveal who's in what tier quad wise. We are on to our next matchup, and John Luke, you've got the first vote. Javonte Williams versus James Conner.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna go. Javonte Williams here. I feel like the upside is there. I don't know if Melvin Gordon is even going to be on the team. I'm assuming he is at this point, but you never know. Heard some trade rumors going around. We'll see. But wait, did I say Melvin Gordon? I saw James Conner's name and it threw my whole brain for a loop. Yeah, I want the upside of Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams, one vote there, and it is my vote. It's Javonte Williams, and this is not an anti-James Conner take. I think James Conner is going to be one of
You're a big James Conner fan.
Yeah, he's going to be one of my most drafted players this year, but the difference for me is I'm not necessarily viewing him as a safety net backup type player. I'm viewing him as like week in, week out value, and I don't know if that goes up if Chase Edmonds goes down. I think they're going to have him set for a role on that team. He's going to provide value. And that's where I'm looking at it with James Conner. I don't see an opportunity for him to become like a full workhorse there in Arizona. Javonte Williams, though, if Melvin Gordon is not on the team, if Melvin Gordon goes down, there's also the possibility that he's just the better back. And by midseason, he takes over. That's the kind of player that you could have a surprise workhorse running back on your roster. It's Javonte Williams. Ryan, where are you going here? Are you agreeing with me and JL, or are you going for James Conner?
Yeah, I'm making a 3 for Javonte Williams. And lots to the point you said about James Conner. His role's kind of carved out. Edmonds is more the pass catcher, and that's why they had like Benjamin and on their bench to fill that role if something happens to him. I think something happens to Edmonds, nothing changes for Conner. And Javonte Williams is a stud if he gets the starting job, which could happen in more than just the injury way, which is the preferred method. But, like, there's multiple ways for him to get there.
Okay, 3 votes for Javonte. It's decided, Josh, but where are you going, Javonte Williams or James Conner?
You guys summed it up perfectly. Javonte Williams could easily be his starter going into the season. If Melvin Gordon's still there, I think he's going to get plenty of carries. Don't get me wrong. But I think both of these players will lead their team in carries by the end of the season. So it's kind of interesting that they got matched up against each other. I think James Conner kind of got done dirty a little bit being matched up against Javonte Williams, but it's Javonte Williams all day.
Javonte Williams. We've got Burner saying Javonte is the only starter on this list. Of course, it's Javonte. He is currently not listed as the starter on the running back depth chart, which is why he did make the list. Jay saying Javonte is the starter. Anthony agreeing. And Jay Fuse 2 said John Conner.
John Conner.
And Josh, I believe, said
Jordan.
Sean Connery was his answer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sean Connery.
We are on to our last matchup of the first round. Trey Sermon versus Tony Pollard. This one's easy for me. Tony Pollard has shown us what he can do. I wasn't high on Trey Sermon coming into the draft, but his landing spot was about as good as it could be for a backup running back role. But give me Pollard. Zeke goes down, they'll just plug him right into that role. I'm not worried about it at all. Ryan, are you going Pollard or Sermon?
I'm going Sermon on this one.
Okay.
I like Pollard a lot. I don't know if Pollard can handle a Zeke type workload. So it'll be an uptick in carries, but I don't see him being a horse. And Trey Sermon could just straight win this starting spot outright, being he's competing against Rasheed Mostert and Wayne Gallman. So just some guys. Like Trey Sermon
Hey.
Oh, we're not allowed to say that?
Wayne Gallman. Do not label Wayne Gallman just a guy.
Mostert's really fast.
Yeah.
We got some Clemson lovers in here.
Wayne Gallman's one of those guys. He's good at everything, but not great at anything. But Trey Sermon has that little special oomph to him, so that's why I'm leaning towards him.
1 vote for Trey Sermon. Josh, we've got 1-1 here. Where are you going, Sermon or Pollard?
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely correct. If Zeke were to go down, I think Pollard would be, oh my God, he's going to go off. He's not going to be a Zeke level carries kind of guy, but he's going to have a fantastic season. But Zeke doesn't really miss much time typically. He missed time due to suspension, but this is definitely Trey Sermon for me. The 49ers drafted him in the 3rd round. That's pretty high draft capital for a running back. And if he is the starter, we have seen time and time again in that Kyle Shanahan zone option read offense, it just makes running backs, whoever you are, relevant. If Trey Sermon gets the workload, he's going to be great for fantasy. And that could happen week one.
John Luke, Trey Sermon, or Tony Pollard? Are you giving Sermon the win, or are you sending it to the chat?
I'm sending it to the chat, baby.
Oh,
sending it to the chat. I like
right,
Sermon. I'm certainly concerned with Sermon. He wasn't consistent in college despite his playoff run that everyone saw right before the NFL draft. Tony Pollard really showed up well last year when he had the opportunity, and so I think that both these guys are definitely high upside. They're close. It's not by far rank here, difference in rank by any means, but it's Pollard for me.
Wow.
2-2 Pollard. We've got some votes in the chat though. Anthony said Sermon. Burner said Sermon. Scott said Sermon, but I'm annoyed this isn't the final matchup. And JFuse2 said give it to Trey. So that is
give it to Trey.
That is 4-0. You missed one, JL. You got come on.
There's only 3. Oh, Trey.
Scott's really torn
now there's 4.
Now there's
where
5.
did you learn how to count? Oh, because Anthony.
Yeah,
that's where you learned how to count.
You must have learned from Josh.
Anthony taught you.
On your learning
There's some Josh math over there.
Yeah.
And now we've got 6. Well, Sermon takes this one away, moves on.
Tim voted Pollard,
but he's the creator of chaos. You know what he's doing.
That's what I'm saying. So his vote should count for like 7.
6.
He said he's a bozo.
Where are you getting this bozo? How do you know? You know him or something?
This has to be the only fantasy show where someone has called Trey Sermon a bozo.
It is.
Okay, Ryan, we are on to you for our first semifinal matchup. Gus Edwards versus AJ Dillon. Who are you taking here?
Oh, God, this is sick.
This is painful.
Yeah.
I'm taking AJ Dillon. The upside for Dillon is just too much. Like, him in that offense, if he gets a starting role, it's all his. It's going to be devastating.
1-0
Sorry,
for
Gus.
AJ Dillon from Ryan. Josh, Gus, or AJ?
So
Edwards
kind of
Dillon?
the same logic kind of applies to the first matchup Gus Edwards was in with Latavius Murray. But AJ Dillon is in that high-powered Packers offense. If something happens to Aaron Jones, again, we said it last round, he is a league winner. Gus Edwards, he's going to be more relevant week to week, I think. Much more relevant, actually. But it's AJ Dillon here. I wanna go for that league winner. I'm an upside drafter typically in the later rounds.
Always.
Yeah,
gotta
upside
be,
drafter
gotta
in the
be.
later rounds. Yeah.
John Luke.
It's AJ Dillon.
Jay, we're done with
Let's
that
go.
poll. Relax.
Settle down, Jay. Go change your diaper.
3 votes for AJ Dillon. And you guys said it. When it comes to backup running backs, I'm looking for that upside. Not necessarily just like plug and play numbers that get me a back end RB2, high end RB3, RB4, whatever it is. Looking for that guy that could be the RB1, and that's Dillon. Josh, you've got the first vote here. Javonte Williams versus Trey Sermon. Where are you going?
Oh God. The answer's got to be Javonte Williams because I would draft him above Trey Sermon. But at the same time, I love that 49ers offense. I love Kyle Shanahan. I love what he does with running backs. And again, if he's the starter if both these guys are the starter for their respective teams all season, Trey Sermon's going to have a better year. But Javonte Williams, I love what he did in college. He's such a beast. He's awesome. And he's going to be really good if he gets the starting role. I hope they trade away Melvin Gordon. I'm going Javonte Williams here.
Vontae Williams with the first vote. John Luke, where are you going here?
It's Javonte Williams. It's not even close for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I see a clearer path to the starting role for Javonte Williams than for Trey Sermon, and I know I'm some hate for that, but I'm not. I wasn't big on Trey Sermon before the CFB playoffs. I'm not super high on him afterwards. I think he'll be perfectly fine in the NFL, but even in that 49ers offense, I see his ceiling being capped. Maybe he'll make me eat some crow and come out there and show up, and I would love that. But for now, I'm just not high enough on Trey Sermon to pick him over a guy like Javonte, who I see having a clear path to a starting role that a running back like Gordon was successful in last year. 3-0. Ryan, are you going Javonte or Trey Sermon?
Yeah, it's 4-0. All the same reasons. And I think even if Trey Sermon does get the starting role, you're still going to see a rotation in San Francisco because that's just what they do.
Everyone agreeing with us. Anthony said Jay Will, and I'm a huge Niner fan.
Not
Burner
everyone
said Jay Will. Jay said too much Gordon disrespect. He's going to have an early season role. I'm not disrespecting Gordon.
He was a top 20 running back last year.
Gordon was a good running back last year.
Yeah.
He, like, from a fantasy perspective, I just think there's a path where they will overtakes him. That's not a negative.
Second round pick to a third round
Gordon
pick right here too. We're talking about second to third round pick in the NFL draft. If you guys know what I meant there.
Simon Freeze.
Sorry, you guys froze for something froze. All of a sudden, everyone was quiet for a second, and then I came back in, and Josh was talking really fast, like just lightning speed. I don't know if you guys know what I meant, guys. We have our championship matchup. It is the 5 seed versus the 3 seed, and John Luke, you've got the first vote. AJ Dillon versus.
I'm so happy
Williams.
I'm not first.
Yeah, what an honor.
Who's it gonna be?
What an honor. Oh,
ruin
God.
it for everyone.
I'm gonna take the rookie unknown here. I would probably rank AJ Dillon a little higher than Javonte Williams in just fantasy, but we're talking about upside. We're talking about backup running back. I'm gonna go Javonte Williams here.
That is what we're talking about, isn't it?
That is the bracket. You are watching the Front Yard Fantasy Football Game Show. This is
This one's close for me. This one's really close for me, but I'm going to go AJ Dillon because if Javonte Williams is the starter, I see his ceiling being about maybe a little bit better what Melvin Gordon was in that offense last year. If Aaron Jones goes down and AJ Dillon takes over that role, his ceiling is a top 10 running back. Like, I just don't know if Javonte Williams has that same ceiling if they both get the starting role. So I'm going AJ Dillon.
Not in
Ryan,
the Broncos offense.
What do you think, AJ Dillon or Javonte Williams?
I've been just trying to talk myself in one way or another the entire time you guys were picking.
So back to this bag. Yeah, sorry, we got distracted, Scott.
Bag. Oh God, I think I'm going AJ Dillon just because that upside for him's crazy if Aaron Jones goes down, and that offense is going to score a lot of points. He's going to get a ton of red zone looks. I know we love what the Chargers are doing, but it's still not Aaron Rodgers run offense. So
2-1. Josh, you know what you have to do. Send it to the chat.
I am absolutely sending this to the chat because listen, I'm drafting Javonte Williams above AJ Dillon.
I am too.
All day. So I gotta go Javonte Williams here. You guys made the point, like AJ Dillon has the higher upside if everything goes well, but I'm drafting Javonte Williams ahead of AJ Dillon. Chat, what do you think?
We've got 2 votes from the time we started this poll so far. Anthony said Jay Will for the win. Jay also said Javonte. Burner said Javonte. Javonte off
3-1.
3-1 lead. Jay saying AJ. We'll give it 5 more seconds, but unless some votes come in for AJ Dillon,
get out of here.
Like Javonte Williams is going to take it.
I don't know why I act like I win.
We got another Dillon.
You know, like my player gets more votes.
Javonte.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, yes, they agree with me.
Javonte Williams is going to get the last vote and win this bracket.
Oh, it got close with Tim there.
Yeah, Tim gave me
3-4.
It did get close.
We're in the chaos.
but we're going to call it. That's the end of this bracket, guys. We've determined through the power of brackets, the science that is brackets, that Javonte Williams is our favorite backup running back going into this season, barely edging out A.J. Dillon in the finals. But we got one more bracket, and I know you guys are excited for this one. Ryan's been studying up. He spent the last 2 weeks watching nothing but football movies to make sure he was ready for this. We're going to kick this off. Josh, power to the people. Yeah, that's what we're all about.
Go,
just,
Anthony.
Giving the power to the people over here.
Yeah.
Anthony said chaos was too late. Sorry, Tim.
Get out of here.
Okay. We have our first matchup here. Ryan, we're going to come to you first. We've got Vontae Mack versus Charlie Tweeder. Which one of these fictional football players is your favorite?
I mean, I hate that Charlie Tweeder is a 16th seed here. But if we're going positional value, an edge rusher compared to a slot receiver, I'd want to take the edge rusher. It's Vontae Mack no matter what.
One vote for Vontae Mack. Josh, where are you going here?
Yeah, I mean, I actually, believe it or not, I wasn't prepping for this, but I just watched Draft Day this week. Very interesting. It's a fun movie, especially if you're an NFL fan. I'm sure you are okay with it. You know, they're following the Browns around. It's a fun movie. It's not the best movie in the world, but Vontae Mack is going to win this for me as well. He first overall pick, you know, obviously he's got a lot of talent, a lot of passion. Vontae Mack.
2 votes for Vontae Mack.
And also, isn't the actor for Vontae Mack
Chadwick Boseman?
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Prithvish, take it up with Jay.
Vontae Mack, no matter what.
Alexander Madison was that.
That's a good one.
He would have won the bracket for me.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
100%.
John
Blame
Luke,
Jay, even though we had a say.
Yeah, even though none of us spoke up.
Marlon Mack?
Marlon Mack.
No, Vontae Mack or Charlie Tweeder, JL?
Give me Vontae Mack.
3 votes, and I'm going to make it a sweep. We don't have to say anything else there. Vontae Mack moves on, and Josh, you've got the first vote here. It is Bobby Boucher versus Al Bundy. Maria coming in saying, am I the only like on the video because everyone is waiting to see how the second bracket goes?
Probably.
Honestly, fair. Don't even blame you guys. 100% fair.
We have a tendency to mess things up, so.
Josh, are you going Bobby Boucher or Al Bundy?
So I had to do a little research into Al Bundy, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I know
Ted Bundy?
Yeah. It's like I'm married with children, right? I mean, I know he's a great high school running back, but Bobby Boucher, I'll get into it later because he better freaking win this one. But Bobby Boucher is the man, the water boy. I'll get into it later, but Bobby Boucher.
I'll get into it later.
Yeah, you better win this freaking matchup.
Are you going to let him get into it later? Are you voting Bobby Boucher or are you giving it to the star?
I kind of want to just ruin Josh's day.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I don't even know who Al Bundy is.
I would be so angry.
Give me Al Bundy. No, I'm just kidding. Give me Bobby Boucher.
Oh, this sucks. It really.
You know what? Whenever I first read this, I was like, there's got to be a different Al Bundy besides the one from Married with Children that Jay's referring to. But no, I guess I just didn't connect him like with football players. Maybe I should have. But it's Bobby Boucher for me.
One of the greatest high school players of all time. You know?
Is this the same guy that plays Jay Pritchett on Modern Family?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you just realized that, and you might have voted his way if you didn't. So.
Yeah,
Jason,
Al Bundy
you
said
guys
he did
not
good.
know Al Bundy.
I know Al Bundy. It's just I just had to do a little research.
JL's the only one who doesn't know Al Bundy. Stop.
No, I know Ted Bundy. Sorry, Ryan.
Okay, Ryan, where are you going here?
Yeah, I'm going Bobby Boucher. Al Bundy said he was good. We saw Bobby Boucher do it.
Yeah.
4-0. Bobby Boucher moves on. And John Luke, we're coming to you first for this one. Darnell Jefferson versus Cheeseburger Eddie.
It's got to be Cheeseburger Eddie here. I'm going Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger Eddie. Yeah, I mean, come on. Cheeseburger Eddie. You got Terry Crews playing him it's just a beautiful role. And he's like the most likable actor on planet Earth. It's Cheeseburger Eddie. Ryan, where are you going?
Yeah, Darnell Jefferson, man. He did it all at ESU. He was an all-purpose back, just a star out there. especially in their bowl game. I'm going Darnell Jefferson. Plus, no off-field issues.
Oh, hey!
To be fair, everyone in that movie had off the field issues.
Bingo.
Josh, are you going Darnell Jefferson or Cheeseburger Eddie?
This one's Cheeseburger Eddie for me. I mean, I'm sorry. Cheeseburger Eddie's the freaking man. It's all about the McNuggets. Cheeseburger Eddie, let's go.
He moves his pecs along with his cheeseburgers.
It's 3-1 for Cheeseburger Eddie. So Cheeseburger Eddie is going to be moving on, and we are on to the next bracket or the next matchup. It is Earl Megget versus Rod Tidwell. I am going to be honest with you. I've never seen the movie that Rod Tidwell is in.
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire.
Never seen it. So this is an easy one for me. It's the other person from The Longest Yard. We're going to keep going with that movie. It's Earl Megget.
Show me the money.
Ryan, are you going Earl Megget or Rod Tidwell?
I am going Rod Tidwell. He's basically the movie version of Steve Smith and was a And Dr. Chalupa in the chat brought up Tim Riggins, and we were talking about him before the show. That was my dude there.
He's not lying. Ryan said the first thing he said about this bracket was like, "I'm kind of upset Tim Riggins isn't on yet, but it's okay. We got a good bracket. I don't know who to take off. You know,
fullbacks matters, guys.
Fullbacks matters. Where's Thad Castle? Oh my God.
The combined age of this show is 26.
IQ. That's about right. That's about right.
Josh, are you going Earl Megget or Rod Tidwell?
This is a tough one for me. Earl Megget, you got Nelly. Yes. I'm gonna go. He was so good. You know, you're playing the Nelly music, doing the juke moves, but I'm gonna go Rod Tidwell. Keep it good in junior.
Oh,
John Luke, are you sending?
I like that.
Chat?
I like Jerry Maguire.
I hate this. I like Jerry Maguire too. I like Rod Tidwell's character. Nothing beats Earl Megget though.
Fair enough.
He's like the second best character. He's like the second best character in that movie behind Caretaker.
You know what? You're right.
It's 2-2, and we've got some votes from the chat.
Boom! You're not.
He finally gets his new pair of shoes.
Earl. So it is 1-0 right now for Earl. If anybody else has some votes, get them in.
Power to the people.
Show me the money. Give it to Earl. Give it to Earl. I want to change my vote almost. So I almost want Earl to win this one.
Okay. Earl moves on and faces.
Oh, we got 3 Tidwells. Right.
Oh no! It was a last-second comeback. You know what? It's Tidwell. I'm so sorry.
What is happening?
But we can't argue with that. Tidwell wins it. He's moving on.
Wow.
Okay.
Such
Dr.
a strong.
Jeez. Okay, Ryan, we're back to you with the first vote on this one. It is Jonathon Moxon versus Terry Tate. Where are you going on this one?
This is a tough one, man. I mean, John Moxon did it all when he got that starting job, but Terry Tate just brought order, man. You're going across the office. You got online. He decked you into the water cooler, hit machine. He's the centerpiece of my defense. I'm going Terry Tate, office linebacker.
All right, I had to correct Jay's spelling error real quick. Tate, moving on, or at least with one vote. Josh, where are you going, Terry Tate or Jonathon Moxon?
I'm actually going with Jonathon Moxon for myself. Varsity Blues all day. He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. He's going to figure out how to win the game. You know, he's kind of like Peyton Manning, So let's go Moxon.
One vote for Moxon. John Luke.
Give me Terry Tate. I'm with you, Ryan.
Get him out of here. No.
Yeah.
Ricky's right. Moxon easy on this one.
And what am I going to do here? I revealed something to you guys before the show. I have never seen Varsity Blues.
Oh,
so
no.
I can't in good conscience vote for Moxon. It is Terry Tate moving on to the next round. And you know what? Terry Tate likely would win most of these matchups for me anyways. But Jonathon Moxon just got put up. I didn't have a chance because I don't even know who he is. Up next, we've got Willie Beamen versus Forrest Gump. Who has the last vote on – or Josh has the first vote on this one. Where are you going, Josh?
Listen, I'm going with the most interesting man in the world, Forrest Gump here. Listen, he got to meet the president. He's a fantastic returner. If he could just get, I don't know how to put this, if he didn't just run straight, just imagine what he could have done, Forrest Gump all day here. Let's go. Forrest.
It's a WTF, Simon. Horrible. One vote for Forrest Gump. John Luke, where are you going? Willie Beamen or Forrest Gump?
I feel like the right answer is Beamen, but my heart says Forrest Gump. So give me Tom Hanks, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
One vote for Forrest Gump. My problem with Willie Beamen is that he's not fictional.
That's true.
Right? Like, he's based on a real person. And this is a fictional football players bracket. So even though I think maybe it's I can't even say it's the better movie. Forrest Gump's incredible, but the more football movie and good movie. But I'm going to go Forrest Gump here because Forrest Gump is fake. That's not a real person. Ryan, are you going Willie Beamen or Forrest Gump?
I'm going Willie Beamen. I'll stand on that hill by myself. He's a superstar, man. He knew it. He had his own theme song. He had his own rap video. He lit everybody up. Willie Beamen.
Scott Fish said thumbs down, and then he said this show now has 2 thumbs down. Ryan, maybe you can save us from the wrath of Scott Fish with some of your takes. Cruiser said Gump. Rick said Beamen, and Jay said, "Does Forrest Gump drink Dos Equis?" I don't know. We'll have to ask.
Josh called him the most interesting
man in the world. Yes, he does. He better,
He better.
John Luke, you're up first on this one. Are you going with Shane Falco or Billy Bob?
Give me Shane Falco, the chosen one.
What movie? Can someone help me with what movie Billy Bob is from?
Varsity Blues.
Is that Varsity Blues again? Okay, yeah.
Whole lot of Varsity Blues in here.
That checks out why why I don't remember him. Either way, it's Shane Falco.
He's the man, by the way, in that movie.
I'm gonna go watch Varsity Blues today.
You should.
Shane
Falco. We watch it together.
I haven't seen it in like 15 years, so I should probably watch it again. Or 10 years, maybe.
Varsity Blues watch party. Everyone's invited. Ryan, are you going Shane Falco or Billy Bob from Varsity Blues?
Shane Falco.
3-0. Josh?
It's Shane Falco. I know he didn't have the best NFL career. His last game of his college season wasn't very good, but he came in as a replacement and lit up the league. It's Shane Falco.
Shane Falco wins it 4-0 in a sweep. How many? Not many sweeps. Only our 3rd sweep. Up next, we've got Nigel Gruff versus Becky Icebox O'Shea, and I have the first vote. I feel bad for Nigel. I feel like he just ran into a powerhouse in the first round. Little Giants is unreal, and Becky is a badass. It's Becky Icebox O'Shea, and it's not particularly close for me. Ryan, where are you going? Nigel Gruff or Becky Icebox O'Shea?
I mean, I love any football player who can smoke a cigarette while he's playing, but I got to go Becky on this one.
Right? Poor Nigel. I feel like he would have won a lot of these matchups, but the Icebox is just keeping him out. Josh, where are you going?
I couldn't agree more with you guys. I mean, Nigel able to smoke the cig. He's a badass. He can really kick the ball, but again, he's a kicker, right? It's Icebox all day.
He can really kick the ball. 3 votes for Icebox.
Get him out of here.
John,
you know what? I'm throwing one to Nigel. He deserves some respect.
It's like a tip of the cap.
Tip of the cap.
Milady.
Tip of the cap.
Nigel.
Give it all you got. Give it all you got.
Give it all you got.
Guys, we are getting into the heavy-duty matchups now, though.
Shoot.
Ryan, we've got Vontae Mack versus Bobby Boucher. Where are you going on this? This is a collision course of heavyweights in this bracket right now.
This one's really tough, but you kind of got to go with the water boy here, man. He's an absolute psychopath on the football field, and I love it. Got to go with him.
1 vote for the water boy. Josh, you said you had some more for us on Bobby Boucher. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, Bobby Boucher, there's a little like tidbit in the movie where they're showing SportsCenter. It's like, Bobby Boucher for the Mud Dogs set the NCAA record with 16 sacks today. 16 sacks! 16 sacks. Literally, like they didn't even want to play offense, guys. They literally were like, we don't want to play offense because we're going to score better on defense with Bobby Boucher just wrecking people and getting the ball somehow. The answer is Bobby Boucher. He would be I know, what is he, like 36? I forget. He calls like the wrestling people. He's like, they ask how old he is, but Bobby Boucher. He would be the first overall draft pick probably still. 16 sacks a game?
Josh is so impressed by this fictional stat line.
He's amazing.
They could have said that number.
And then
anything,
also
Josh.
in that same SportsCenter clip, they it's like, also in other news, we have other teams that are trying out their water boy, and they tried out their cowboy, and it's like a little kid who gets wrecked.
Yeah.
Scott's in here saying, I want to say the thumbs down is not currently mine. It was, but he took his away and someone else put one on there. So it's not currently Scott Fisher's. Let us know if we earn it.
I blame you for starting the trend.
We've got 2 votes for Bobby Boucher, and Burner just said Josh swayed me. Bobby Boucher.
There we go.
JL, where are you going?
You know what, Josh? You were so close to swaying me. I'm going to send this one. I'm going to make Simon decide. I'm going Vontae Mack.
Oh, you thought you had the power to send it to the chat. You do not.
No, I meant that I'm sending it to you.
It's Bobby Boucher. The Water Boys winning this one.
Yes,
Josh, it was close before I heard you talk, and then just the emotion of the voice made it not close. Up next, guys, we've got Cheeseburger Eddie versus Rod Tidwell, and Josh, you've got the first vote. Where are you going here?
After just kind of analyzing everything, I realized that the fact that Rod Tidwell beat Earl Megget in the first round, like he's got to beat Cheeseburger Eddie. Just I love Cheeseburger Eddie. I'm all about him. You pulling the McDouble out of his pants. That's what I'm all about. But Rod Tidwell, Cheeseburger Jr.
Josh,
I'm all about
Cheeseburger
in the pants.
Out of his pants.
Show me the
money. You got to vote for Tidwell here, though. Tidwell's got the vote from Josh. JL, are you going Cheeseburger Eddie or Tidwell?
It's Tidwell. Josh's logical breakdown makes total sense. Cheeseburger Eddie does not beat Earl Megget, so therefore Rod Tidwell has to beat Cheeseburger Eddie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want on the record that I voted for Earl Megget, so I
don't
have to follow said rules.
Me too, but I had to follow
rules on yourself. Nope. It's Cheeseburger Eddie for me. Earl Megget should have beaten Rod Tidwell. Cheeseburger Eddie also should beat Rod Tidwell. It's Cheeseburger Eddie. Ryan, are you sending this to the chat, or are you sending Cheeseburger Eddie home?
Send Cheeseburger Eddie home.
Oh,
we're going Rod Tidwell, man.
Get out of here.
Rod Tidwell. And you know what? Even if you send it to the chat, we would have still been sending Cheeseburger Eddie home. Scott Fish said Tidwell. Burner said Tidwell. Jay said Tidwell. Rick said Tidwell.
Oh, Tidwell.
And Jay wants to know, what's the average age of the chat versus the show?
Big discrepancy.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Jordan Vanek usually brings it down. So 11 plus.
Jordan's not here right now, though.
Jordan is not here. So
that we know
it's a little bit higher. Yeah, maybe he's hiding. Ricky Butt says double. And P. Morley says, I feel like I opened the wrong door at a house party.
That's exactly the vibe we're trying to give off. So
I was gonna say that needs to be our slogan.
That is the best description of our show I've ever heard. That's beautiful. I want a shirt where it's like a door.
Front yard fantasy, the wrong door at the house
party.
party.
Our heads poking out of this door. That would be so.
We're all looking
someone
over
else's head peeking in the door.
Okay, guys. Up next, we've got
Fish with his backpack in the corner.
It's Scott opening the door with his backpack. JL, are you going Terry Tate or Forrest?
The pocket's too small. All right, I'm going with Forrest Gump.
One vote for Forrest Gump. I love the Terry Tate Cinderella story, but it's Forrest Gump. You can't vote against Forrest Gump here. Unless Ryan's going to. Ryan, are you going Terry Tate or Forrest Gump?
I thought Terry Tate. Like I said, he's a star middle linebacker compared to a punt returner who doesn't know how to stop.
You're right.
I love his stories. We're one-dimensional here.
He's so fast, though. He's so fast.
He ran across the country.
Yeah, honestly, Ryan, you kind of summed it up. Forrest Gump, he's probably going to win because of the chat, but I'm going to go with Terry Tate. You know, an all-star linebacker. Terrible Terry Tate. Let's go. But I'm already seeing a couple of Gump votes. So
all right,
it's
chat.
2-2. Burner said Gump. Anthony said Gump.
Teach
Jay
speed.
said you can't teach speed. Gotta be Gump. And Cruiser said Gump. I just read that like a Southern football coach voice.
Gotta
Like,
be
that's how I
Gump.
picture that being read.
Can't
and
teach
Cruiser
speed.
said
Gotta be
so
Gump.
it is. Gotta be Gump. It's 4-0 for Gump right now.
And did you see him carrying everyone in Vietnam? He's obviously got a lot of strength.
Oh,
as
he's
well,
got,
like
yeah,
Harris,
he's
right?
got,
Yeah.
he's mad swole.
That dude doesn't skip leg day for sure.
Oh,
and Rick
no.
said, did people really pick Tate over Gump? Yeah, Ryan and Josh picked Tate over Gump.
I did.
said
Get at
no.
me.
I stick with
Get
it.
at me, bro. Yeah.
Forrest Gump moves on. Stand by.
I
your
think
take.
Terry
That's
Tate
what this
could
is for.
tackle and bring down Forrest Gump.
Terry
All
Tate
right.
could tackle and take down. That's a tongue twister.
Tackle, take down.
Terrible
Tate.
Terry Tate could tackle and take down. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Burner said Weird Al never wrote a Terry Tate song.
Oh, this is the
Um,
toughest one yet.
Shane Falco versus Becky, Icebox, O'Shea, and I believe I have the first vote. Jail, did you vote first on that last one?
I think so.
Yeah.
This one's very tough. I think it's going to come down to which movie I like better. Like, that's how close they are as far as like characters that I like in said movies, and I like Little Giants more, so it's Becky, Icebox, O'Shea for me. But I have no idea which way this is going to go. Ryan, where are you going? Shane Falco or Icebox?
I'd go Shane Falco. I mean, this guy came in with a bunch of scrubs and beat the Pro Dallas Cowboy team, which isn't saying much, but still. Hey, just coming off from living
Even
on the boat
today.
to light him up. Got to be Shane Falco. And it's Keanu, dude.
Scam. That's a Tim goes, fun fact. Shane Falco is just Neo enjoying a different life for a few months in the Matrix.
And guess what? The Matrix is my second favorite movie out there.
Second favorite. What's your first
Second
one, Josh?
favorite. Pulp Fiction.
Classic.
I love Pulp
And Burner
Fiction.
said, Tim,
By far
you
my
just
favorite movie.
blew my mind. Josh, or wait,
Honest-
no, who's voting on this one now? Yeah, it's Josh's vote.
Yeah, it's my vote. Like I said, this is the toughest one yet for me. I love the Little Giants. I love Icebox, but I love Keanu Reeves and I love Shane Falco. And I wish the story can continue. Does he become the starter? Does he continue his NFL career? I'm sure he does. He's freaking good. Let's go Shane Falco.
One more vote for Shane Falco. John Luke Garofalo. Are you sending this to the chat or are you giving the victory to Shane Falco?
You know what? I'm sending it to the chat because I don't feel that strongly on this one. I would probably pick Shane Falco if it was me, though.
Well, it is 2-2. JL said, I'm not picking. I'm sending it to the chat. Wait. what's
Power to the
chat doing
people.
there? Oops. I accidentally declared Shane Falco the winner. So far, we've got 2 Falco votes. Anthony said Falco. Burner
It's
said
Falco,
Falco
all the way, guys.
Jay said
It's all
Falco.
Falco.
Chalupo said Shane.
Oh, my Lord.
Falco. It's nothing but Falco.
That's
in
Anthony
here.
made a really good point. Falco was like Kurt Warner before Kurt Warner. I never made that comparison. Never. Yeah, that's awesome. Because Kurt Warner played in
Burner,
like the
Burner,
Arena
you only get
Football
to
League. I
vote
think?
once. Is this Jay on Burner's account? That's a classic Jay move.
That's
right
such
there.
a J move. Such a J move.
We are into our
You just
semifinal
won't read
match. we are into our semifinal matchup, and Ryan, you've got the first vote on this one. Bobby Boucher versus Rod Tidwell. Who's it going to be?
I mean, normally I was going to say Tidwell, but when that 16 sacks in the game just stuck with me.
Let's
I'll go
go.
Bobby
Facts.
16 sacks a game. Bobby Boucher. Josh, are you sticking with your man, or are you going Rod Tidwell? Is this where the love for Bobby Boucher ends?
literally terrified other quarterbacks. They were like, please don't tackle me, please. It's Bobby Boucher, guys. Rob Tidwell, played wide receiver. He was good. But it's Bobby Boucher.
2.
How did none of the
0.
Titans get in here?
We don't remember him.
Jay forgot, yeah. He forgot the one rule.
The one single rule.
I bet he doesn't remember the Alamo either. Just all these things you're supposed to remember.
What was the guy's name?
Alamo.
The Alamo.
Alamo. Titans.
Davy Crockett?
Davy Crockett. There we go. There's another
Pro
famous
tip.
guy there that was there too.
Pro tip for anyone visiting San Antonio, skip the Alamo and go visit the other missions. The Alamo is like across the street from a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum and kind of sucks. But all the other missions down here are actually really cool. You can learn some history. The Alamo's a overrated tourist trap, though. We've got Bobby Boucher versus Rod Tidwell, though. It's 2-0. Whose vote is it? Is it my vote?
It's mine.
JL's.
Oh, it's JL's vote.
It's Bobby.
3-0, and I'll just go ahead and make it the sweep. We don't need
16 sacks in a game, guys. 16.
Scott Fish said people took Gump over Beamen, so really anything is possible in this bracket.
And speaking of Gump, he's part of our next matchup. Josh, you've got the first vote. Forrest Gump versus Shane Falco. What's it going to be?
It's Shane Falco all day. Yeah, we've let Forrest Gump, I think, come a little bit too far. Shane Falco actually proved it in the NFL. Forrest Gump never made it that far. Sure, he was an All-American. He deserves that. But Shane Falco, if I'm remembering correctly, he was an All-American himself. Just kind of really screw up his last game. But Shane Falco.
One vote for Shane Falco. John, Luke.
Give me Falco.
Another vote for Falco. You know what I'm doing here? A lot of the greatest athletes that we talk about were multi-sport athletes. Know what I mean? We had Michael Jordan go into we had Michael Jordan play baseball, Bo Jackson. Forrest Gump is a multi-sport phenom, not just football, but he played ping pong in the Olympics. That's true. I'm going to go with Forrest Gump here. We got
that hand-eye coordination's off the charts.
It's unreal.
Absolutely. See, Tim said, sure, Gump was fast, but he didn't even go pro. But I feel like he could have gone pro if he wanted to. I feel like that was a choice. That was a choice, not that he couldn't do it.
They don't really ever get into that.
I think he went to not.
He'd have an issue with the playbook.
Yeah.
He would have what?
Issues with the playbook.
Sure.
Yeah. That is true. Ryan,
only one straight, guys.
Bubba Gump?
Are you going Forrest Gump or Shane Falco?
Shane Falco.
Shane Falco.
What a good finals matchup we got, guys. Let's go.
In our finals, we've got the 9 seed versus the 7 seed. Bobby Boucher versus Shane Falco. And JL, I believe we start with you here.
I'm going to...
Tim's pointing out that Falco is also a multi-sport athlete in tonsil hockey in the movie.
Oh, God. Shut up. Hey, let me just say.
Hockey. That's disgusting.
Remember when Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl?
Bourbon Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm going Shane Falco. I'm sorry.
Oh, you son of a gun.
16 sack stat line has gone far enough.
He is 16. You know what?
A shitty team.
It hasn't gone far enough for
IDP
me.
hero.
The IDP hero Bobby Boucher is getting my vote. Ryan, it's 1-1. Where are you going here, Bobby Boucher or Shane Falco?
I mean, my man said pain heals, chicks dig scars, and glory lasts forever. Shane Falco.
Oh, yes.
That's a great quote.
Bobby Boucher never sacked Shane Falco.
That is true.
Jason, what an epic final despite how we got here. You know what?
it was ugly, but we got here.
Josh, are you sending this to the chat or are you giving the win to your man, Keanu Reeves, Shane Falco?
I can't even believe I have to send this to the chat, but it's so obviously Bobby Boucher. I just said it. Bobby Boucher, the Mud Dogs were getting destroyed. They don't deserve the B in any bowl game. They didn't even win a game before he came along, and he single-handedly wins them all these freaking games and wins the Bourbon Bowl. Oh, my God. It's Bobby Boucher, guys. Bobby Boucher.
It is 2-2, and you know what? The chat is actually split. Scott said Falco. Jail, will you keep count for me on your fingers?
Falco.
1 for Falco, 1 for Bobby Boucher from Dr. Chalupo. Burner said Boucher would knock Falco out of the game. I'm guessing that's a vote for Boucher. That is 2-1. Rick said Falco. It is 2-2. Scott Fish said he already voted for Falco. We already recorded
we have Jay
that
here,
one.
though.
Jay said Falco, so that is 3-2. Anthony said Waterboy. That is 3-3. Let's see. Rick said Falco would use bullet time to avoid being sacked by Boucher. I think that's a Falco vote. Oh, did he already vote? He did.
Yeah, he already
voted
voted
for catching that. JFuse2 said Bobby.
No.
4-3 for Bobby Boucher.
Rick's rookie. Did Ricky already vote? Ricky already voted.
Tim said Bobby got Vicky Valancourt, so he
let's
gets
go,
my
Vicky
vote. That is
Valancourt!
Bobby Boucher. Scott trying
Don't
to vote
you
again.
dare,
We got
Scott.
people coming.
Let's
It
go!
is 5-3. JP,
Everyone
you already
voted
voted
twice.
as well. Everyone's trying to vote twice, but we
Stop
got
it.
5-3.
We
Hey,
have
look,
a
look,
hard-
win the
Bobby
Bourbon Bowl.
Boucher.
The Mud Dogs win the Bourbon Bowl.
The Mud Dogs win the Bourbon Bowl.
We have a hard enough time keeping track without everyone putting multiple votes in the chat.
Oh.
Vicky Valancourt.
Dr. Chalupa said,
Valancourt.
let's go. And P. Morley, you know what? He said defense wins championships.
That's what's
So I'm
up.
guessing that was probably also an endorsement for Bobby. Jay is pissed. Says unbelievable.
I'm with you,
that
Jay.
Dr. Chalupa
Thumbs down
said
this
with some
video.
high quality front yard fantasy. Rick said terrible. No Riggins. Beamen out first round.
No
Boucher
Titans.
over Falco.
H2O.
Blasphemy.
It's
H2O.
Yeah, man.
H2O. Let's get
Oh,
wet,
no.
guys.
Gatorade.
And
Group
Bernie
party
said,
in the
"Mama
showers
don't know,
tonight."
won't hurt her. Group party in the showers tonight, guys.
Let's go, Kathy. Yes.
And Kathy coming in.
Boucher.
Kathy Garl,
That's my mom.
Boucher. What's
Hey,
up,
let's
mom?
go, Mom. Oh,
Okay,
good
good.
shit.
That was like the
Boucher.
hypest finals we've had where like the chat was just going back and forth. I love that. Ryan, I want to thank you so much for coming on and doing these brackets with us today. We really appreciate it. For those of you that do not follow Ryan already, go follow him right now. He's on Twitter at Foss534. You can see it right there on his picture. He keeps putting out amazing content with some amazing teams that we love. So we're hyped that he was able to come on today. Ryan, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys. It was a blast.
And Ryan, I'll see you tonight when
Yeah.
we're on the DLF Ravens preview, right? Let's
Ooh.
Yeah,
go.
come tune in tonight. We'll be on that together.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
That's awesome. Guys, make sure you check out their stream tonight on DLF. And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Even if you're mad at us right now, if you don't subscribe, you'll forget to
It'll
come
pass.
back and yell at
It'll
us.
pass.
But if you subscribe and hit the bell, then you'll get that notification on Monday and you'll be like, oh, those were the losers that picked Bobby Boucher over Shane Falco. And you can come in and just yell at us in the chat. Okay, guys, a burner said, appreciate it, y'all. Josh, how can I make fantasy more fun?
I don't know. It's really not that much fun. It's kind of boring. But trading makes fantasy fun. Trading is fun, people. Let's go. Yes. Trading makes fantasy fun. Let's go.
Okay, guys.
Make more trades, people.
I think that's it for us today. We are out of here. Unless you guys got anything else to say, we'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time.
see you tomorrow.
Love you guys.